Going on YouTube, December 20th. James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. We're taking that tree down today. The big one up there. Got my neighbor helping me out. We're gonna get the tree down so we get some more light to his property, which is right there. There's what it looks like with the tree down. Came down easy. We just took it down in a bunch of small branches. We had the extended pole saw, the electric powered one, which worked well, made it a lot safer. So it went down well, and it was about a month ago. Everything turned out good. There's all the branches. We had more too, but we already got rid of some. I was gonna bring them over, drive them over just to the dump, but decided to just get a nice burn going. Keep all the wood ash and compost that down for the garden. There's a chicken coop back there. The chickens just went in for the night. It's been about a month since we cut the tree down, so the stuff's still a little wet. But I got the fire burning hot now and just drying out the stuff on top, and it's burning. Doing it at night, so not putting too much smoke out for people during the day. The greenhouse is still coming along well, guys. Got a lot of it all insulated where we need to get it insulated. That'll help hold in a lot of the heat. And we got some plywood up at the top now. We're just putting the plywood for the roofing. Just pine plywood. It's January 18th. We had our first snow last night, so it's definitely cold, windy, and the chickens can't really get to anything fresh. So we went over to the local supermarket, asked if we could get any produce they were throwing away. Some greens. We actually got this whole box here of fresh greens. Still pretty good for free. A lot of weight here, a lot of good fresh stuff. So one of the advantages of living in suburbia is the resources. Gotta take advantage of them. Still working in the greenhouse, guys. It's packed full with stuff. It's nice I can work in here without going back and forth between the shed. Even though the weather's bad, I'm putting shelves in now. Big thing of shelves on this west wall here. We had a lot of snow last week, almost 2 feet. Everything's looking good though. Good insulation for the ground, for the trees, between that and the wood chips. Got more of the shelves done in here. Just doing really simple shelves. Something that I could just alter easily if I wanted to. And I'm using old scrap wood. There's some construction work going on around my neighborhood, so just been grabbing what I could. Taking things like this, some 2x10s, and just ripping them down to basically 2x4s or close to it. Getting as much wood as I can. I'm not trying to spend any more money on this. I'm trying to do it in the cheap as much as I could. Although I did spend a couple extra dollars on the T111 siding for here. I think it looks a lot nicer than just the plywood. So it's still coming along. Keep updating you guys on the progress. That one 2x10 there just turned into 3 of the pieces I need for my shelving, so just kind of stretch the wood as best I can. I don't have a table saw, so I'm just clamping it and ripping it with a skill saw, circular saw, but gives me good practice on the circular saw at least. I finished plywooding the roof hole here, and I put a layer of polyurethane over the plywood to help preserve it. I did it all around. You can see on the pressure treated wood bed over here. See, it's a lot thicker. Nice plastic gloss shine on it to help prevent any moisture from getting in, and also to keep any insects out. Then I also added a second layer of plastic up there, so we have 2 layers between each other that will help keep the heat in as well. And I framed out a section there which I'll put plywood over, then I can run an exhaust fan in the summer when it's getting too hot. The basic framing for the shelves is all done. I don't have the shelves I'm going to be using in yet, but I'm going to be picking that up. They have it for a good price over at Home Depot or Lowe's. Nice 12-foot section, so I'm going to get a couple 6-foot sections of that, put them in here. And then I have more room over here, so I have I can do up to 4 shelves. And then they're larger on the bottom to allow more sunlight through, and then they get a little smaller up top. So I figure I can start some of the seeds up top, and then if things get too big, I can always move them down. And I have a lot of room here. The depth is really large, so I'll have a lot of space to grow a lot of stuff if I want. I bet I have more space than I need, but I'd rather have more space than not enough. I can always just use that section there and leave this one blank and just be able to access through in there, or I could just fill the whole thing up with shelves. And I add a second layer of plastic on this window and this one because they were single pane windows. They were collecting a little frost on the inside on the colder nights, so I added a second layer there. Then I cleaned out the floor here. I'm gonna level it out and then probably put some insulation, that blue insulation. I have a bunch of extra that I picked up for free, and then I'll lay all bricks down in here to help hold the thermal mass in here. I don't want to just lay bricks on the floor because then I think the heat that the bricks produce will be absorbed by the ground, which is going to be colder. So I'm going to lay the insulation down and the bricks over top of it. This way the heat dissipates into the room rather than just get sucked in by the ground. I think that'll be enough. I'm not going to go crazy because we only have about 1 more month of cold weather here, so. But I also think that the bricks will be good in the summer because I think they'll help maintain a regulated temperature, so it's not so hot during the day and then cool off too drastically at night. I think it'll be a slower release, so it'll keep the temperature kind of regulated. Then I'll be getting rid of that greenhouse, that old one, just saving the plastic. So the greenhouse is basically finished. Just a few little things, a little more silicone on some of the cracks and one more layer of the polyurethane, and then just to pick up those things for the shelves, a little bit on the floor, and then I'll be starting seeds in here. So I'll probably do one more video after I finish that stuff and show you after I have some of the seeds started, and then I'll wrap up the build for the greenhouse. It took longer than I was hoping, but if all goes well, it should last a long time. I think it's a good investment. Here's the outside of the greenhouse. It's actually tucked behind that shed, so from the road you can't really even see it when you're driving by. There's where we cut the tree down. Just have some plywood over there to block the chickens and stuff from getting into the garden when I free range them. A little touch up on the shed and cut off some plastic and stuff on the outside. Then just put the deck sealant on it and it should be pretty good from the outside. It's facing right into the garden, which is nice. Then after I get the greenhouse done, I'll be building a grape trellis for this grape right here. And then I'll be putting a new fence in. So if that's anything you guys want to see, let me know. I'll probably put it in here anyways. But a lot of work to do to get ready for spring. I'm excited though, and I can't wait to get some seeds started in the greenhouse. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for following along. James Prigioni is out.
I'll return.